Dumelang Baradua and welcome to another episode of Finance Wednesdays, your go-to platform for everything government-related in the province. You would wonder why I say government-related because we always say finance-related. We have decided to expand this podcast to be able to cover things that are government-related. So you would find that today we are discussing social development, tomorrow we are discussing internal audit. It will just happen that we find ourselves discussing different aspects of government. Once again, Dumelang Baradua, I am your host, Madudi Chaba, and welcome to Finance Wednesdays. Today we are here with Shouneez Wookey, who is the HOD for the Department of Social Development. We are here to discuss everything Social Development Month related, and we are elated to have her here with us. Dumelang Wookey. Welcome to the show. We are pleased to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we start conversing about Social Development Month, it is a great pleasure to have you here, and thank you so much for availing yourself for us to have this discussion with you. Wookey, October is Social Development Month. What does this observance mean for your department and the province at large?
Thank you, Mr. Chaba. So October month is a very special month for the Department of Social Development. It's a time for us to pause, it's a time for us to reflect, and it's time for us to look at the work we do on a day-to-day basis. You know that for social development, the core of our program is children, families, and youth. Mm-hmm. And in empowering youth, in supporting children, and in creating self-reliant communities, Social Development Month, the month of October, is a chance for us to reflect and see if we are still aligned with the vision of the Department of Social Development, but also aligned to the vision of the province, that being to create a caring and inclusive province and leaving no one behind.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And how is the department promoting stronger families as the foundation for social development?
We truly believe that strong families are the foundation of communities. Mm-hmm. And so we have many programs that focus on family preservation, on counseling, and on re-establishing the values inculcated in a family. Because when you have strong roots and you have a strong family background and you have a strong support structure and there's trust and there's a strong relationship between parents and children, we find that there are less social ills. So the department has invested quite a lot of money. The majority of our programs are focused on looking at the values within the family system. Mm-hmm. One of the most recent programs we had last week, and I thought it was just an awesome program, was we had the Mother, Daughter, Father, Son program, where we actually brought parents and children together for a week, and we had them in a venue. We all slept over in the same venue, and we looked at what are the problems between parents and their children. And we then assisted by having programs for parents, having programs for children, and then having programs together so that children understood their parents, parents understood their children, and we could rebuild the relationship of trust. And really we're finding that in the society we live in, many of the problems be it child or teenage pregnancy, be it substance abuse, be it gender-based violence, school dropouts, a lot of it is related back to the foundation a child has at home. And by addressing that problem, by addressing the issue of morality, discipline, respect, self-respect within families, we're finding that we're able to reduce social ills and build stronger bonds in families and also create stronger communities.
It's lovely how the department is taking time to try and see how is it that they can assist communities to be stronger, like you're saying. And as you were speaking, you made mention of GBV. Now, tell me, according to stats, GBV remains a serious concern. How is the department responding beyond awareness in terms of prevention, support, and empowerment?
Thank you. We have our shelters, which is a safe space for women and children in cases of gender-based violence. But we've really refocused the services of the Department of Social Development, and we're now looking at the empowerment of the victim. We want to create an environment where the victim is empowered, is skilled, is resilient enough to not go back to the perpetrator. Depending on the cases, we also look at, because we don't want to break up families. Where possible, we look at family preservation programs, but where that is not possible, we focus on the empowerment of the victim, so that the victim, once the program is done, once counseling has been received, that the victim is then empowered to become self-reliant and self-sustainable.
It's wonderful, because if you think about it, I believe most of us know a person who is staying only because they don't know how to sustain themselves, they don't know how to sustain their children beyond what they are getting from somebody who is hurting them constantly, and we've seen that in social media countless times. The department has launched significant youth empowerment programs. What impact are you seeing in the lives of young people because of these programs?
Hope, I think, is the most important. You know, when we start out with these programs and you ask young people, what is it? What do you see yourself doing in the future? You find the sense of hopelessness. You find a sense of young people not really knowing or not being able to envision a future. So through our training programs, I think the most important thing we create is hope in young people. We build resilience and discipline in them, and we enable them to become self-reliant so that they can either become employable through the skills we develop in them, or become entrepreneurs and own their own business. And that's really what we want to achieve. We want young people to not always be dependent on government, but we want them to have a dream and to love their dream and become self-reliant. And that's one of the bigger achievements for us. In our program last year, we had a number of young people who received employment in various organizations, and we're quite grateful to the organizations who partnered with us. And we focused a lot on entrepreneurial skills. We focused on tour guides, because the Northern Cape is a beautiful province, and there really is a lot of scope for young people here to be tourist guides in our province. And then we focused on artisanal skills that can help young people to become employable. Mechanical, diesel mechanics was one of them, electrical, to become electricians, and then welding as well was one of the many skills that we've empowered young people with.
Listening to you now, I remember we used to have conversations at home, and my mom would be saying to us, if you have a skill that you have that, like when using your hands, you can never be out of the job. And she was a seamstress, and she managed to be able to also contribute into the household based on the skill that she acquired. So now when you have a skill like being able to be an electrician and things like that, it is wonderful to know that the hope that you are giving to the communities and young people will somehow change the scope of unemployment. HOD, food insecurity affects many households in the Northern Cape, unfortunately. What is the department doing to address this challenge and promote community resilience?
So we are changing the perception of social development. In the past, well, we still do grants. Grants is one of our core functions through our sister department, SASA. But there was this perception that social development is there for food parcels. And we're saying food parcels is a short-term intervention. We want to create self-sustainable communities, and we are now working together with the Department of Agriculture to try and create communities, households who are implementing and growing their own food. We want to see communities grow different types of foods, barter with each other, but also eat from their own gardens. Because unless we create self-sustainable communities, this problem of food insecurity is only going to grow. And so we're trying to encourage communities to say, look, grow your own food, you can sell what you've grown, you can barter what you've grown, but it helps you to become less dependent.
Wonderful. HOD, how does the department measure the impact of its social programs beyond statistics in terms of real change in people's lives?
I must be honest, it's a slow process. It really is. One has to be very patient. But our measurement tool is really seeing the success, seeing young people become employable, seeing families come together, seeing a child complete school, seeing communities grow and start working together in a unified manner. Those are the way we measure our success stories.
All right, and what message do you have for social service professionals and citizens as we mark Social Development Month?
Well, firstly, to our social workers, social auxiliary workers, our development workers, our child and youth care workers, you are the heart and soul of the Department of Social Development. Without you, this department would not exist, and we are sincerely grateful to our social service professionals for the efforts, for the dedication, for the empathy they show, and the time they give to help our clients and provide services beyond the call of duty. To our citizens out there, firstly, I should speak to our partners, our NGO partners in particular. We are grateful to them because without them, we wouldn't be able to reach all communities as well. And then to citizens to say that social services don't only rest with the Department of Social Development. We need communities, we need private sector to come on board, to partner with us, to volunteer, to make a difference in communities.
And what would you say is your parting message to our viewers?
To our viewers, I would love to say that, and I would love to speak to our young people to say that please be hopeful, be resilient. Let's stay away from substance, and let's work together to have a brighter future.
It has been so wonderful to have you here, HOD, and thank you so much once again for availing yourself to have this conversation. And it's lovely how government works tirelessly to try and improve the social ills that we experience. Some of us experience where we stay, or we see these things happening in our communities, and we will forever be grateful to the partners, like the HOD said, that come on board and support programs that government is trying to implement. And we hope that we will find a better solution, and better things are going to come from all of these programs that government is putting through. Kilebula haholo once again. Thank you Hangwe, thank you Habedi, thank you Harab. Ciao ciao.